welcome back to another in this series of Push the Point Classic Battles. Today it is me, Simon, joined by...
Me, Hamish.
Yeah. We didn't practice that bit.
No.
And we are going to be commentating for you on Jacob Clements versus Philip Santos. Jacob Clements on Oldhim and Philip Santos on Kano. And this took place at the Rule Zero RTM on Saturday the 13th of May. So, quick start with Kano taking the play, or having the play, and just playing out a swell tidings to get things started.
If he was going first, he's obviously just trying to push through as much arcane damage as possible. You can see that Jacob's only got Null Rune 1 and has a Crown of Seeds to sort of see him through with the arcane. Not quite sure why he's picked the Vambrace of Determination. It may come up later on, but kind of a really interesting choice of why he picked the Vambrace. But Philip is going to take most of this advantage as much as possible by just pushing through as much arcane damage to start his turn off, which is pretty clever, I think.
Yeah, I think this is an interesting choice by Jacob, playing only AB1, considering the amount of arcane barrier Oldhim could run and the number of blues in the deck. Just running the AB1 and the Crown, I think it relies a lot, as Oldhim usually does, on getting something in Arsenal every turn. I can't quite pick out why he's playing the Vambrace though, and I'll be interested to see if that comes into play later on. It looks like Kano has done
he got some damage through.
Got some damage through, and more importantly, he gets his Arsenal card.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's just sitting there, just I think he's done for this round, and he's just going to Arsenal up. And no, he's not. He's going to Kano. No, he's going for another Kano. Why not? Why not? And this one's just coming in for just coming in for a cheeky 1 damage. Or was it 2 damage? I can't really quite remember those cards. 2 damage. There you go.
Sorry, not Sword Tides. Aether Quickening.
That's the one.
And this has the new mechanic of Surge as well. So if it deals more than such damage, it gets go again.
Okay. All right, Jacob Clements coming in with a Zealous belting for 5. I think Philip is just going to be looking at this opportunity to block up and just having a bit more of a setup. He is looking for the energy potions. He's looking for the deja vus. He needs to have a little bit more of a big board presence of items in order to set up this huge combo, because Kano is predominantly a combo hero that's trying to get the Burning Aether into Lessons in Lava just to set up this absolutely ridiculous amount of damage. And he will be on the cusp of death, and he will win it. That is how Kano always rolls.
It always seems to be the way, doesn't it, Hamish? They get down to under 5 life, and then they suddenly manage to pull out an Aether Wildfire into a Lessons in Lava, go and find a Blazing Aether, and then suddenly they've done 50 damage in a turn.
It's a ridiculous amount of damage.
But we have seen here Oldhim come with a Zealous Belting into an Anathos for 6. So he's pitched 3 cards, presented 11 damage, and Kano is happy to take a chunk of that damage and come back with something to try and just slow Oldham's roll. Because if he lets... I think Jacob usually plays quite an aggressive version of Oldhim. If Kano lets Oldhim have a 4 or 5 card hand every turn and an Arsenal, then he's going to take damage, and he's going to allow him to Crown of Seeds, which he hasn't managed to Arsenal on that last turn.
We've got a big turn here, so he is playing Aether Spindle, so he's pushed that up to 5. He's only going to really get 1 off, so he's going to opt for, which is massive for Kano. So he can be able to just filter out all those cards that he needs to look for to set him up for the next turn. There's different ways that I think Kanos can approach this sort of matchup, where they could, in this instance, with Oldhim having such low AB, he can sort of bring his health total down with him. But in this instance, I think he just wanted to just try and actually just push through the damage on his own turn. So it may be seen trying to get Jacob to filter some cards out of his hands while just trying to push through damage. But this move here is going to be perfect for him. That's probably why he kept his hand, because he really wanted to get this opt trigger off.
So I
which is
think both players are trying to
four
do
opt.
similar things here. With only Arcane Barrier 1, Jacob can't defend a lot of Arcane, so he needs
No.
to go pretty aggressively. Um, Philip obviously has taken 8 damage so far to try and get a lot of this Arcane through, and he's relying on having multiple cards in hand to do that.
I've just seen that a very quick, cheeky energy potion I've seen put into Arsenal. So he's obviously preparing himself for being able to potentially just block up and just laying down one of his very important items on the board. And here comes Jacob with a buckling blow.
Yeah,
Well, and these are all the opt cards potentially. I'm not sure how he did the sequencing, but he knows what's in his hand. So he's obviously being prepared to go right. I've got to block up with these ones. So buckling blow. Yeah, there we go. We
block it
just throw
out.
it down a 9. Yeah,
Obviously,
absolutely.
if that buckling blow hits and does more than 4 damage, activates Crush, he can get rid of any piece of equipment that
He just
the
puts a
wizard has.
he puts a -1
Oh, sorry,
counter
it's
on.
not got
Yeah,
buckle on it. Yeah, that's the other tech that Jacob's been running. That tournament was buckle into buckling blow, and destroying pieces of equipment. But
Blazing Ether got blocked as well, which is pretty.
got
Maybe
used
he's
to
got another
block.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe he's got another one in hand, and he's like, right, I can. He only needs one. He only needs one to fire off. But
but
this looks
again,
like the perfect.
it's holding up, blocking out that damage. If he didn't have the right hand, he's just going to come back and try again next turn. So it's about balancing those risks, balancing the amount of damage you take, and coming back with a stronger hand, which he obviously felt like he didn't have at that point.
Yeah, and I think they're just working out the amount of damage that have been taken, and Jacob's just going through the all the cards in the discard pile and just double checking on life totals. But yeah, this is what I was expecting. Energy potion coming out of Arsenal. Ready. That's one of the main.
I think that was actually another one he drew, so he might have another one in Arsenal as well.
Yeah, potentially. I don't know. I didn't quite spot the one that went in, but when it comes to Kano, it's all about setting up the key pieces. This is key piece tick number 1 if he wants to try and find another one, or a deja vu as well.
So Jacob just choosing to pitch a blue and come in with Anathos here. That might signify that he's got that pummel in Arsenal. So Anathos then goes from 4 to 10 just with the pitch of another card. So blocking 3 out of the 4. Jacob, is he going to pummel? There we go. Pummel from hand.
Of course.
Now it's coming out for 10. Philip's taking 7 damage off that. You don't get the card draw because it's on a weapon, not on
we got a sigil,
an attack action card, but you do get that extra 7 damage. And when you're only on 22 health, that's a third of your life. Jacob's going the other way. He's gone up to 33 health, I think, with the sigil at the end of turn, and still managed to keep an Arsenal relevant for the Crown of Seeds. So let's see what Philip's got coming up in this hand.
Yeah, there was a bit. That was a really big turn. The fact that he was able to come into 10, block 3, that's 7, and then the sigil gaining 3 health as well. That's like a 10 point life swing, and it is a really big deal. And I think I saw I can't remember what that card's called. The big 10 attack coming out. That's been Arsenal's as well.
Footsteps, yeah.
No, not the Glacial Footsteps. It's the other Guardian one. But we may see that later.
Macho
But
Grande?
here we go. No, it's not Macho Grande. We'll see. I'm sure we'll see it later. He's put it into his Arsenal. Might get Crown of Seas. But we got Sonic Boom. Classic. This card is really, really strong. So, okay. So he's Crown of Seas the card in Arsenal away, which is, he's only going to be able to block 2 here. So there's still 2 Arcane go through.
Top card. Let's see what it is.
Yeah. Sonic Boom is it's very good for that tempo. And what does he flip up?
Is he going to banish and play? Yes.
Oh, Blue Singe. Okay.
You sound so disappointed. It's free damage, though, right? It's free pitch.
Well, you say that, but he had like 1 floating resource, so Jacob just goes, "That's cool."
Yeah.
Perfect.
2 on the field now. Again, as Hamish said, he's just building up those resources. That's 4 extra resources on the board now. Aether Wildfire costs 2, just for reference. That might come up later on. That might be what he's looking for. There you
Okay.
go. Glacial Footsteps, 10
It was,
damage.
yeah. I don't know if it's. I think it's the. Yeah, it's just the blue, so it's eight
So 8
damage.
damage.
So Philip's got an interesting choice here of whether he actually. I think he might choose to block up a little bit here. Here we go. We're in the tank now.
Face
Got the
cams in
thinking faces
action.
on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So he's obviously going to be sitting there thinking, right, could I reduce his life total down to that critical like number? I think it's somewhere like you need to get like 26. Like I think like 26 or below. That is what Kano's sort of numbers going for. He doesn't really ultimately care too much about his health. He's got 2 energy potions. He's just trying to just whittle that health down a little bit lower. So even though you're looking at Jacob on 31 and Philip on 10, that is fine. We're still good. Kano's still good. We've got 2 energy pots on the board. I bet you anyway there's a blazing ether in that arsenal. If there is, Jacob should be sweating. He's only got one null rune. So, okay, here we go.
So this is our Crucible of Aetherweave, and then a Swell Tidings for 6 Arcane off of 3 pitch. Swell Tidings also has Surge, and if it deals more than 5 damage, he gets a Ponder token. Now the Ponder token will only come into effect at the end of turn, but we've still got 2 cards in hand. If they're both blues, we're looking at 2 Kano activations potentially. We're down to that magic number, Hamish, of 26.
Oh, okay, we're here. We're locked in. We're looking good now. Philip's obviously going to be now frantically searching up for these really key piece cards now, and hoping pretty much that Jacob just doesn't force too much dominate on, and just getting that, like, you know, he really being able to not be able to stop the amount of damage coming, so that he can be able to get that life total a little bit lower, so he can just blow out with a huge combo.
And really interestingly here, we're seeing Jacob crown a lot on his own turn. I guess that also frees up the card from Arsenal, changes that up, cycles it through, but it also prevents the next piece of Arcane coming to Jacob on his own turn.
It's interesting though, because obviously Kano can just get around that on, you know, before that fires, but he's let it pass and become straight in. Oh man,
1 card rousing activation.
Oh.
Just bear with us, folks. Some AV issues on Hamish's side, but we've got a 1 card rousing activation with the Pulverize from hand. 7 damage coming in with Go Again. Hey, Hamish, you're back.
I'm back, everyone. That's what happens when you knock your feet on the USB cable. But I love seeing that the just like it's just really cool just to see Rouse the Ancient straight in with just a cheeky Pulverize, and you know the Pulverize is not going to be wasted because of Crown Seeds. Because Crown Seeds is just very, very good. Oh right, okay. Is he just? He's just took. Took that to the face. This is interesting.
No pitch floating though, so he knows if he's on 3. He's got a defend 6. He either has to go now or wait until the next turn. And I think I've seen at least 1 Tome of Aetherwind in his hand. So he's got a potential Stormstriders and then card draw if he decides to play that. I don't think that's the combo he's looking for. I think he's going to be waiting for that Ether Wildfire. So the Ether Wildfire does... he's going to block it out and come back next turn.
I think the reason why he took that Rouse of the Ancients punch to the face is because he could potentially try to play around a pummel, right? Because if he can block that out and then he just he goes over with a pummel anyway, it leaves him with less room to know what to do with the amount of cards. So I think that's why he just went, I'm just going to take this, because if I get pummeled, I can, I know there's probably going to not be another attack come in. I can lose 1 card and come back. Because, again, life doesn't matter too much. Kano is on the clock of trying to kill you out with this big combo. But like you said...
Now we're looking at Blazing Ether in hand, Lessons in Lava, 2 Lessons in Lava. No.
Oh, okay. Right. So he's also... Yes, he's got a Blazing Ether and he's pitched them up. Okay. This interesting stuff here. And it's just a dart.
Coming in for an Ether Dart, right?
Yeah, just for one. Simple. Easy. This is easy to do. You can just crown a seeds
Just
that.
chipping away.
Yeah, well, it's a very easy chip. Jake
Oh,
is working
righteous
out what to do.
cleansing.
That's
That's an
the card
interesting.
there we go. I knew it would come back round. I did watch this live. I knew it was coming. Okay, so that was a very easy thing to do. Two big power cards, but probably not cards you really want to see in his hand. These are cards he wants to see in his deck.
All right, buckling blow coming back round.
Okay.
2 pitch floating, signifying a pummel from Arsenal.
Yeah.
Now's the time, isn't it? You've either got to combo as Kano or just fully block it up.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is it. This is it now.
This is
Like,
the turn, isn't it? I think this has got to
this
be
is
the
it.
turn. So we're going to see the face cams. We're going to see them go into the tank. Can Philip put together the combo line that he needs
Look
to
at
win this game?
Jacob's just boogieing down. He's like, right, I've done all I can do now. I've done all I can do. This it's now on you. I can kill you.
Well, he's presenting more than lethal. Like this is coming in for 8 on its own,
12 in
potentially
total.
12 with the pummel.
Yeah. Like, he could do a full block, but at the same time, you know, that's kind of really what Jacob wants, right? Okay, I didn't quite see what he looked under there.
I think you're right. He wants a full block here, but Philip's going to go off. So he's got Gaze the Ages in hand. There are a couple of other blues in there. Before this becomes the attacking card, Philip's going to respond. I think that's what's being signified.
Yeah, the second he's signifying that, that's it. This is literally the moment now. This is the moment. So okay, we've got a Blazing Aether. Okay, that's been pitched.
We're pitching over pitching for Kano.
Okay.
We're pitching to activate Kano again with 1 floating.
Okay.
So are we trying to...
So we've got numbers here.
So we've got 2 Kano activations, 1 floating. Does he have the Potion of Deja Vu? Can he... Well, he can't play that.
Okay, yeah. So what is...
can go on top.
Yeah, so he's got... I think he may have one of his key cards that he wants. Yeah, he's got Lessons in Lava in hand, and he needs to put that in to the bottom of his deck, onto the top of his deck now. Yeah, that's it. So now the first Kano...
He's still got trigger. The 1 floating if he needs to activate Storm Striders.
Yes,
and
he needs...
got 2 Kano activations on the stack.
So he needs to... he's doing the finger tap math.
Yeah.
The finger tap math.
Don't forget, we've also got 2 energy potions on the field, which can be activated as instants as well. So he's got potentially 5
and a tunic
resources and the tunic.
And a tunic. Okay,
6
so
resources.
Okay, so we're firing now. There is that Blazing Aether, not Blazing Aether.
The Lessons in Lava, or the Storm Striders and the Crucible of Aetherweave. That's your first 2 resources. He gets to play his next non-attack action as an instant from hand.
Okay, now we're popping the energy pot. We're popping the other energy pot. He's on the 4 now. He's sitting there. Okay, we've got 4.
A lovely Malfab token streamer resource there. And
here we go.
Ether Wildfire. So Ether Wildfire coming in for 4. He's activated the Crucible of Aetherweave to put it up to 5, and the Metacarpus Nose to put it up to 6.
Ether Wildfire, that's it.
Jacob's activated Crown.
Okay.
And he's got AB.
He's got AB2 this one. This is the one that you got to AB because this is far too much. It's coming in for 6.
The Ether Wildfire is going to add on as much damage as it does to every attack this turn. So every arcane attack this turn, sorry. So it's now coming in for 4, which means the next attack will come in for whatever it's due plus 4.
Okay,
and I have a sneaky suspicion that's going to be Lessons in Lava off the top.
Well, it is a Lessons in Lava because that was what we got ragamuffined in. Okay, so we're going to keeping that there. Jacob wants to keep that there just for reference on how much extra brutality is coming his way. So we've got 26 down to 22.
Yeah,
we've still got the Kanos firing at the minute.
2 Kanos firing.
Yeah,
still got 1 card in hand.
What is on? So he's also got. He must have a blue in his hand as well because he's obviously sitting there thinking, "How am I going to be able to find what I need to find?" So I think, all right, yeah, they're having a little check through with the amount of resources that have been spent. So with all his energy pots popped, he's used one to fire the Storm Striders, another one to use the Metal Carpus nodes, and then one more, or was it? I think it might have been two more.
So he's used one for Crucible of Aetherweave, one for Storm Striders, one for the Metacarpus node, two for the Aether Wildfire, and we have one left.
Yeah, I think so. It has all added up well, but the amount of instant fires, and I like that little pun. I'm not taking that away. Don't take that away from me.
What we need is some of the Metal Fab tokens, arcane damage counters, the little flames. They're cool.
We do. That'll be really, really handy. So I think they're having a little.
They're both in the tank. Look, they're both trying to work out what's going on.
Well, I think Philip has just basically gone, have I mathed this right?
Yeah.
Right. Can I do this? Can I do this? So we know there's a Lessons of Lava coming up on the top. I think he's trying to work out the next Kano flip as well, which is coming.
So he's done 4. The Lessons in Lava is going to come in for 3 plus 4, which is 7, which means he can go and get any card in his deck.
With the Metacarpus nose as well.
If he chooses to activate it. So Lessons in Lava costs 1.
So this is paid for already.
Could come in and make it 8 rather than 7.
Yeah, and if there's a blue in his hand...
If it's a blue in his hand, he would need to pay the 1 for the Lessons in Lava and 1 for the Metacarpus, leaving him with 2 resources.
Okay, so here we go. First Kano flip, it is Lessons in Lava, and he's obviously going to play it. And he's having a thing.
And that would mean that a Blazing at that point would come in for... So
4 plus 7. 8. Well, no, I mean, yeah, it depends.
Well,
so this is...
Jacob's going to block out... Yeah, so he's pitching another one. So this is coming for 8. He's stopping 1. So 4 plus 7, 11. So he's going to go down to 15 on this one. And then the Blazing would come in for 11, which wouldn't be enough for lethal. Oh, 11 plus the 1 for Metacarpus, 12. Is that right?
Yeah, well, no, that's not wrong, because you're thinking of the amount of damage Blazing has done, but you haven't accounted for the additional 4 that Aether Wildfire has added on top of that as well.
Oh, plus 16.
Plus 4. That's why, that's why that card's
15 or 16 with Metacarpus, right?
No matter what damage you do,
of course.
Aether Wildfire, it's doubled. It's basically doubled.
Add it on.
Add it on. It's how much damage do I do? So here we go. So then that's the next Kano trigger. That's flipped up.
Metacarpus makes it 16. He can only stop 1. 15 exact lethal.
Well, no, I think it's coming in full 15, but then he pushes it with the Metacarpus nose to 16.
That's what I just said.
Making it exact lethal to 15. He's done it.
That was the perfect combo.
Oh. I told you, it's not over until it's all over. See, I've gone wild so much, my hair's gone everywhere. Well done, Philip. That was wild.
So threatening 6 plus 8 plus 16.
Simon's still doing the math.
6 plus 8, 14 plus 16, 30 damage in one turn. Got through his AV1 and his crown, and he's a winner.
Yeah.
I mean, what an incredible final turn.
I know.
But doesn't it always seem like Kano always comes down to that? They take damage, they set up their hand, and then on the last turn, when you think you've got it, off they go. And then it often takes more time for them to work out what they need to play than it does for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Kano just steals it all the time. You steal, you win. Anyway, that's the game. I hope everyone enjoyed that. This was our first time doing some commentary together, so any feedback would be helpful. Like and subscribe, and catch you in the next Classic Battles.
Thank you, guys, and we'll see you soon.